welcome back to Jet Set Hearts and Motions exclusively here on Hope Harbor Sports Network. I'm Emily, I'm your host, and I'm so excited to have you back for another great episode. We believe some of the most important moments for the Hope Harbor Jets happen before kickoff, long after the final whistle. For that reason, we talk about leadership, confidence, community, and incredible people who make the Hope Harbor organization possible and executed perfectly. Today's episode is one that is especially meaningful to me. When we think of sports, we think about athletes on the floor or the coaches on the sidelines, but behind every successful organization are the people working tirelessly to make it happen. This includes planning, organizing, leading, supporting, and creating opportunities for individuals of all backgrounds. And many of those people are women. Today, we're excited to be celebrating women in leadership and more specifically in our leadership here at Hope Harbor Jets. As I am a sports management student and a marketing student, I have worked tirelessly in different sports organizations, and along the way, I have met some incredible female leaders. They've shown me it isn't about having the loudest voice in the room, but it's about serving others, showing up consistently, and creating opportunities. At the end of the day, you have to believe in a mission bigger than yourself, and that is how you will succeed as a woman in leadership. Working here at Hope Harbor has reinforced those lessons for me every single day. So today, I'd like to introduce not only our first guest on my show, but two very amazing guests that will talk about the roles that they play here at Hope Harbor Jets. So, first, we'll hear from Paulette, the executive director of Hope in Motion, which is the founding nonprofit for the Hope Harbor Jets. And then we'll welcome Pamela, one of our Hope Harbor Jets moms, who will share what this program has meant to her and her son Austin, who plays in our Saturday game days. So, first, let's welcome Paulette to the stage. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Emily, for having me. It's such a pleasure to be here today.
So, for those who may not know you, can you please introduce yourself and tell us about your role as Executive Director of Hope in Motion?
Sure, absolutely. I am the executive director of the Open Motion Foundation, a role that is completely voluntary and unpaid. And this position outlines with my journey as a parent raising an autistic child. It's my purpose. I call it my calling, and I see it as a ministry. And as the executive director, my primary responsibilities is to advocate for individuals with special abilities. I collaborate with our parent company, Hope Harbor Cares, to develop various programs that address the diverse challenges faced by our community. Hope and Motion Foundation exists to ensure that individuals of all abilities have access to opportunities that promote independence, inclusion, recreation, and advocacy. And our primary goal is to empower individuals with special abilities, ensuring that they are seen and valued.
Thank you. And what inspired you to dedicate part of your career to a nonprofit leadership position?
Honestly, as I mentioned before, I have a daughter that is autistic, and I know firsthand the challenges that I had to navigate since birth to ensure that she is valued, to ensure that she get the services and the program and the resources that she needed to thrive. And so I have been dedicating my entire life since she was born, just advocating for her in the public school system, at the hospitals, at the park, you can name it. Anytime I step outside of the community, I would have to advocate for her to make sure that she's being seen and valued. And also, I have a heart of service. I love to help others, and I've been dedicating my life for as long as I can remember to ensure that I am part of the change that I want to see, especially for those who are undervalued and unseen.
I love that, and I love working with you for that reason.
Thank you.
Another question is, what does leadership mean to you? And especially as a woman leading an organization, like what makes that different than a normal leadership position?
I will say that Hope and Motion Foundation is dear to my heart. I am a woman of faith, but for a long time didn't have any hope in the future of what does my daughter's future look like until I met the founders of Hope in Motion Foundation, where we share similar journey because Hope in Motion Foundation was created out of a mother's love and journey to find different opportunities for her autistic child. And I'm just so grateful that I'm able to be part of that change that I want to see because for a long time I've had many sleepless nights just trying to figure out what does my daughter's future look like because of the lack of resources, the lack of understanding, the lack of thereof. It's everything is their lack of. And so just being part of a foundation that addresses a wide range of issues faced by individuals with special abilities, ensuring that they feel empowered, valued, included, and have access to opportunities. This mission is particularly important to me because I understand firsthand the challenges families encounter while raising a child with special abilities.
Yes, and I think that is so important, and you've done a great job of bringing those programs to light. And through your volunteer service, we've done a lot of events. So, with that being said, Hope in Motion has two kind of child organizations, which is Hope Harbor Cares, and they help with vocational and programs and all different kind of programs from learning how to work to just having a community. And with that, we've also created Hope Harbor Jets, which is our football league that I talk about every single week, all week. Um, and so you've seen the vision behind Hope Harbor Jets, and now you've been to game days. So, what are you most proud of when you look at Hope Harbor Jets and everything it has become in 2 months' time?
I will tell you every Saturday that I step into that field, it brings me so much joy to see the happiness, the joy that the participants are sharing on that field, whether it's a high five once they do a big play, they're running around, just everything to see how the program is building confidence. The participants are learning different skills to help them build their confidence, and most importantly they have a sense of belonging, and you can just tell. And I've had the opportunity to communicate and connect with a few parents after the game, and they have shared how much of an impact in a short period of time that the program have had in their child's life, whether it's building their confidence or giving them the opportunity to learn how to have self-control, to take turns or celebrating. And I remember there was one time I was looking at an interview, one of the players spoke about, I won, but it's not all about winning. And that just brought so much joy into my heart when I see how they are collaborating, the team building skills that they are learning. They're learning how to communicate, collaborate, and all the joy and the excitements that they have from the Jets game. That's even for my own daughter, who always had a dream to be a cheerleader. And unfortunately, because of her disability, she was not able to be part of the cheerleading program. So Hope Harbor Jets has given her the opportunity to be a cheerleader and cheer for the Hope Harbor Jets. And the joy that she have, like the excitement that I see on her face is truly priceless. And so I'm just really excited about this program. I'm looking forward to the program growing more and more, and hopefully we can take this on a national level.
Yes, I love that. My final question about like just yourself and your background would be, what advice would you give to a young woman who hopes to become a leader in her own community one day?
That is a very good question. I would say to identify a cause that resonates with you, whether you are directly or indirectly affected by it. Your voice is important. Many individuals in our society need advocates to ensure they are seen, valued, and have the same opportunities as everyone else. So I encourage you to use your skills, your time, your connections, and resources to help make the world a better place. It takes one person to make a change.
I absolutely love that. Thank you for sharing your story and a bit of your heart with us. Before we move on to our next guest, I wanted to kind of talk about the growth and the mission and the vision for the three Hope programs. So, um, all three programs, Hope in Motion, Hope Harbor Cares, and Hope Harbor Jets, are built on a shared mission of serving others and creating more opportunities. So, I wanted to break that down a little bit more for individuals who may not be completely familiar with any of our programs. So, people see Hope Harbor Jets every Saturday, but there's so much more happening behind the scenes. If someone was just discovering Hope in Motion or Hope Harbor Cares or Hope Harbor Jets, how would each of you, or how would you describe what makes this organization so special?
It's simple. The hope that we spread in motion, addressing a comprehensive range of issues that the population faces is what makes us special.
Yes, I agree. As for our growth, when you look at where Hope Harbor Cares or Hope in Motion started and compare it to where it is today, even if that is just your personal journey, what makes you the most proud? Is it our new programs? Is it the communities being held? Like, what about us makes your heart shine?
I'm excited about the smiles that I see on the field. Just last week, we had the opportunity to celebrate our Hope and Motion ambassador, Logan. It was such an amazing event. He was so happy. The family was excited. Just the fact that we were able to give him the opportunity to be celebrated, to be honored, to be seen. That joy is priceless. And these are the type of programs and activities that Hope in Motion thrive and we focus on, which is to make sure that all of the participants with special abilities are seen and valued and celebrated.
Yes. Um, that was a beautiful day. And another question is something I'm most excited to talk about is on August 29th, we have Hope Day and our Hope Harbor Jets Championship, which is an incredible opportunity for people to come together. Can you give a little inside scoop on what people can expect that day?
Absolutely. I am so excited about Hope Day, a day dedicated to giving back. We'll be giving backpacks, care packs. We're going to have different vendors there, people that will have different resources to share. But most importantly, the entertainment, activities. Is going to be a day that is filled with fun, excitement, stress free, an opportunity for the community to get together and just connect.
Hmm.
So that is what I'm mostly looking forward to. And I'm mostly looking forward to our championship program. That is going to be amazing. And I'm excited to see the families, the players. Just can't wait.
I am very excited. A little behind the scenes, Paulette and I are working tirelessly to put this day together. So we are thrilled and cannot wait to see this come together. So, as we wrap up this conversation between you and I, what are you most excited for a year down the line for the future of Hope Harbor?
Wow. There's so much work that needs to be done. Every day I'm having different conversations with different individuals, and people are sharing their personal stories about different issues that needs to be addressed. So I look forward to within the next year or so to be advocating on a national level, just so we can address one by one each of the needs that the special abilities community face, and hopefully that we can win and break these barriers to ensure that these people are seen, to ensure that they are valued, to ensure that they too live productive lives because their lives matters too.
Yes, I love that. Well, thank you for joining me today and for all your beautiful answers.
Thank
I
you
will
for
see you in a few minutes for the end of our episode.
sounds good.
So I love hearing about the vision of Hope Harbor from the people that lead it every day. But at the end of the day, we are an organization based on impacting people's lives, and we use our measurement tools of hearing stories and of hearing and understanding the lives we touch. So I'd like to shift our focus a little bit from the people leading the mission to someone who has experienced the mission firsthand. Pamela is a proud Hope Harbor Jets parent who is here with us today, and we want to ask her a few questions and get her opinion on the Hope Harbor Jets, Hope Harbor Cares, and Hope in Motion Foundation. So please welcome Pamela to the stage.
Hi, how are you? Hi, Emily. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
for
for
joining.
inviting me over. I'm really happy to be here today.
Yes, thank you for joining us. For those of you that haven't been to a game day yet, Pamela's our biggest cheerleader, and she's always on the field, jumping, screaming, yelling for our individuals, and I love that very much.
Thank you. It is really, really fun.
It is so much fun. Um, so I have a few questions for you today. First and foremost, Pamela has a son named Austin. He is on our team and he is constantly making plays, running around, making friends, and trying to enjoy the game as best as possible, which is what we love to see. So my first question is, what inspired you to sign Austin up for the Hope Harbor Jets, and what were your hopes going into the season?
Got it. So, what really inspired me to sign up my son at Hope Harbor Jets was I wanted him to get physically active while at the same time develop or continue developing social skills. And I really thought that joining the Harbor Jets team would definitely do that for him. So that was the main reason.
Were there anything you were kind of hoping he would complete by the end of the season?
Yeah, so by the end of the season, I was hoping that he could build more character. He is on the shy end of the spectrum, let's say. He's kind of shy sometimes. And so I wanted him to build that confidence, right? And which is why I love the coaches at Hope Harbor Jets because they do that, right? They're consistently, reassuring kids. They're consistently building that character through the game. And I think that's awesome.
Thank you. Sam and Stan are our biggest fans. They are our bosses, but they are our biggest fans on and off the fields. Even in the office, that is their personality. It is not a persona for our game days. That's how they treat everyone in their circle. Um, so since joining the team, has there been any changes you've seen in Austin so far, whether it's confidence, friendship, leadership, or something along those lines?
Right. So I've seen several changes. One, he's active. He has also I feel he looks slimmer, so he seems like he has lost some weight, which is good. He's not obese, but he seems to have, slimmed down a little bit, and that's great because he's very active when he's um, in the field. I've also noticed that his confidence has is increasing, has definitely began to increase, and is doing so rapidly. So when he's in the field, he's now eager to get in there. He's eager to play with other kids. He's eager to listen to the coaches, right? He seemed more confident with his persona and about the game itself. So he's learning so many different skills. He's learning, leadership skills. He's learning team skills, right? He's also learning, the skill of being confident. So, and on top of that, he's also learning to be physically active more than he usually is. So I think that is such a big takeaway for him and for me as well.
I love that. In both of my previous episodes, I talked about how confidence and teamwork has shaped me as an athlete, as a person from a young age. So I love that Austin is starting to learn these skills now because 10 years down the line, that is what he'll reference as, cliche as it sounds. I am the person I am today because of the countless teams I was on and sports I was on because my mom always had me doing something. But
Yeah,
can you share a moment this season that's made you proud as a parent?
that's made me proud as a parent. Well, this season, what has really made me the most proud is that, when he first started, he was very like confused. He wasn't really sure. But then this past game, he was able to score, I believe, like two touchdowns, right? So that made me really proud because he's in there, right? He's in there. He's understanding. He's not just understanding because he's watching, but because the coaches are guiding, right? They're guiding him in into into this new version of him, right? That I enjoy so much watching, right? That he's transforming. So that has been my most proudest moment this season.
Yes, I love Austin. I think he's a sweetie pie, and I unfortunately wasn't at this past game, but I love to hear that he had a great game. Like that's
Oh,
my favorite thing is hearing the progress of our athletes, especially considering um, we haven't been running for long, but in a short amount of time, there's been changes across many of our athletes, and I believe that's so beautiful.
oh yes, absolutely. Yes, there will be some. Yes, yes, yes.
If you could share a message with a parent debating on joining the Hope Harbor Jets, what would you tell them?
Sign them up. Like, don't debate. Like, you have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. You understand? Whatever fear the parent has, whether he's gonna get hurt or the game is too rough. No, it isn't. This isn't about getting hurt. This is about learning. You know, new skills. It's about being active. It's about socializing. It's about inclusiveness, being inclusive, right? It's about being a family. It's not just joining a game. It's joining a family. So again, parents have nothing to lose but everything to gain. So please sign up. I hope to see more people.
I really have goosebumps because I tell people all the time when I talk about the work I do here at Hope Harbor Jets, I'm like, we're family. Like, as cliche as that sounds, we are. Like, Sam and Stan, yeah, again, they're our bosses, but they know all about our biggest inspirations. They know about where we want to go 10 years down the line. I know that Coach Dylan knows all of the children's new names, and if he doesn't know them yet, he works tirelessly one on one to get to know them. I know that our athletes look at us and they remember us, and they're like, oh, Emily's here. Oh, Sam's here. So it's very nice to see that we've become a strong group in just a month or two. And I can't wait for the end of the season because I feel like it's only going to get better from here. Um, and so my last question for you today is everyone has a story and everyone's stories are still being written. What's one piece of advice you'd like to leave a young woman or just one of our viewers with today?
One piece of advice: sign your child up to Hope Harbor Jets. That's one piece of advice would be that. And it's don't be afraid. Sometimes we might be a little bit maybe careful when joining teams, when taking our child, somewhere, right? We are cautious about that because, well, as parents, that's what we do. But I highly encourage parents, caregivers, and families to definitely come and just try Hope Harbor Jets out. Just try it out, right? So they can see for themselves, right, from their own experience, the great organization that this is. Like you said, it is a family. Like we said, it is a team, and I feel like this strongholds of like family and team effort really, really just make up what our community is, right? So I definitely that's my advice. If anyone is watching out there, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your experience and sharing Austin's experience and hearing your story reminds me day and day why the Hope Harbor Jets exist. And it makes me feel proud that I guess we're doing somewhat of a good job. Like that everyone seems to be enjoying it, that we found athletes and parents that have found our underlying meaning in it. We want it to be a family. We want it to be a community. And it seems that so far we are exceeding and making that happen. And I'm so thankful for that. So I'd like to welcome back Paulette. And since we're celebrating women in leadership today, I think leadership looks a little different for everyone. So I was wondering if both of you could share in one word what leadership means to you and why. I'll start with Pamela first, please.
Oh, sure. So to me, leadership is really, in one word, I would say guidance, right? A leader is someone that can guide you to becoming either the best version of yourself, can guide you into self-discovery, could guide you into accomplishing that goal. So it's a leader is a guide, really. Someone that has the courage to actually help you, right, accomplish something. So that could either be a parent, it could be a coach, it could be your teacher, it could be just anyone really who decides to be that guide, in your life or in our community.
I love that you say that. It's almost like you like know what I'm doing this week because tomorrow I am posting on our Instagram that I want everyone to tag a volunteer, a coach, a parent, someone who has guided them throughout their season so far. So kind of little sneak peek since we're on the topic of guidance. That was perfect.
I'll read your
Paul,
mind.
yeah, I think we're on the same wavelength. Um, Paulette, what would be one word you would use to describe leadership?
I would say impact, mainly because you don't have to be the CEO of a company. You do not have to be an executive director for a company or be the head of anything to make an impact. There's a favorite quote that I like, and it says, act as if everything that you do matters. So it doesn't matter if I am the person that is cleaning the office, that's mopping, cleaning the bathroom, whatever that I do, ensure that I am impactful and that people can see the change that I am making. So that's one thing that I always encourage people is not to think about the big ways that you can make an impact, but start small by just a smile, or in the morning when I go into the office and I just smile when I get into the elevator and I say, good morning, happy Monday. And believe it or not, some people have shared that, wow, you made such a good difference by just saying happy Monday, just by the way that you welcome me with your smile. Or even after the Hope Harbor Jets game, and I see the players, how excited they are, and I'll stop by and I'll talk to the parents, and then the parents, just the opportunity to just have a conversation with them, taking the time to talk to them and connecting with them. That's impact. Or our managers and the perfect five interns that are working effortlessly and hard to make sure running the program. That's impact. And as Pamela shared, as I shared before, these things are priceless. When you see the changes and the parents are sharing that they have seen a drastic change in their kids' social skills, the way that they access self-control now, or building their confidence and having a community and having conversations, and even conversations that they're having at school that they're sharing with their classmates, that I'm part of something. And this is all the work that we're doing is unpaid and voluntarily, and that's impact that we're making every day. So final cause, whether you are affected directly or indirectly, and make an impact.
Yes, thank you. And all three of us have been making our impact this season. I'm very proud of all three of us for the work we've done on and off the fields. Paulette with the foundation, and Pamela with your family, and myself with getting this thing up and running and having a blast. I've been very, very lucky to find this organization and to make an impact and help guide all of our athletes every week. So, thank you for joining us today. Today's episode reminds us that leadership comes in many different forms. Sometimes it's an entire organization, and sometimes it's just leading your family. And no matter what role we play, every one of us has the opportunity to make an impact and grow some more. To our guests, Pamela and Paulette, thank you for sharing your stories, your leadership, and your hearts with us today. And thank you, everyone, for watching. If today's conversation has inspired you, we'd love for you to like this video, subscribe to the Hope Harbor Sports Network, follow us on Instagram where I post daily episodes, and share it with someone who impacts you every day. I'm Emily. This has been another wonderful episode of Jet Set Hearts and Motions. And until next time, please keep leading with your heart and keep moving forward. And remember, we build, we lead, and we impact. Thank you.
Thank you.